Hello again, everybody. This is Robert and
Hey,
Steve. We're talking about our generative coaching certification, and we would just want to give you a little bit more idea of what exactly is generative coaching.
so we think of generative coaching as a sort of third generation of change work from a Western point of view. First generation was traditional psychotherapy, something that I'm trained in, where you're looking at what happened in the past, you're looking at verbal discussions, you're looking at the therapist sort of dominated approach, and that really didn't produce as promising a result as we had anticipated. So
We have in the 1980s and beginning earlier with some pioneers, but 1980s, this approach of coaching really became kind of the key form of personal change work, where we said, okay, we're going to shift. We're not looking at the past and what the problems are. We're going to look at the future, what your goals are, instead of the coach as being the one who has the answers. The client is considered the one who has the answers and the resources. And so all the emphasis is put on the client and how the client is going to reach their desired state.
in some ways, that second generation of coaching continued with the underlying premises of the first generation of therapy as mostly verbal, consciously oriented. It was focused on doing without a whole lot of deeper connection beneath words.
Right, self-reflection.
And so we see in some ways generative coaching as coaching plus, or a coaching plus a whole additional level.
Yeah. In fact, what we would say is that, so in generative coaching, we're looking at both the future and the past. We're saying that the answers do not come only from the coach or the client. It's coming out of a generative conversation between them.
We're looking at a relationship between the cognitive, social, verbal mind, but also the somatic, symbolic mind that is crucial anytime we want to make extraordinary change.
So again, in this third generation, we're saying, in fact, that we need to have the challenges in order to be creative. One of the key things that we're looking at is we don't see obstacles as problems. We see them as a key part of the creative change process, is in fact a necessary part in order to be able to produce sustainable change.
So your problems, in other words, the stuff that you or your clients are trying to get rid of, we say that is the heart of where deep change begins. So what we look at in generative coaching is how to safely, skillfully invite those problems to the table as a significant part of the solution team.
It's the idea that the obstacles are not in the way, the obstacles are in fact the way. And that is, I think, really very interesting and a profound addition to the typical kinds of things we do in coaching.
So we focus on something called disciplined flow. There's a method, there's a focus, but there's also this important thing about letting things happen creatively at the same time.
So if you are a coach or somebody learning to be a coach and you want to expand your capabilities, come and find out more about how we do that, and there's a very specific set of steps that we go through, which we'll share more about later. For now,